Team USA men gold medalists, and social media is acknowledging them. LeBron James wishing congratulations, B. Wood. He knows all about picking up a gold here, and he saw his squad, he saw his peers getting it done. Andre Iguodala, gold for JaVale McGee, like you pointing out that JaVale won it.
Hey man, gotta show love where it's due. JaVale McGee, gold medalist.
Patrick Beverley, gold. It's all gold. Tweets flowing in. Bradley Beal, USA.
A lot of love for Team USA.
And hey, remember Bradley Beal was supposed to be on this team, so hope he is doing well. As we have our final moments here on the show, not only congratulations to the USA men, good luck to the USA women, but also congratulations to Frank Vogel, who is getting a contract extension from the Lakers, B-Wood.
Yeah, Frank Vogel definitely getting that contract extension, and it's greatly deserved. Won a championship the previous season in the bubble when everybody was going through COVID. To be able to help navigate that team through that tough time, man, that should have got a contract extension within itself. But when you look at how he's been able to deal with the injuries last year and still get this Lakers team into the playoffs, I think Frank Vogel deserves his contract. And hopefully we'll see some good basketball from the Lakers this year. It's always good for the NBA when the Lakers are really good. So we'll see how that turns out.
Lakers a top 4 seed in the West, B-Wood?
So what?
Lakers a top 4 seed in the West?
They should be. They should be.
All right.
I know they're a little bit older, but they should be.
Well, listen. Kawhi not return to the Clippers. Whether he plays this upcoming season or not is still unknown. However, as first reported by Chris Haynes, Kawhi Leonard is working out a deal with LA to return to the Clippers, striking gold twice, all in a day's work for Captain America. Early Friday, Kevin Durant and the Nets reportedly agreed to a 4-year contract extension that will pay KD nearly $200 million. $200 million. Now, while we wait for the official word on Kawhi and KD, many new contracts were announced on Friday as the moratorium was lifted. We welcome you into a 30-minute edition of Game Time with NBA champ Brendan Haywood. I'm Jared Greenberg. More on what's ahead for the Clippers and Nets as well as the Warriors. But first, it was a gold medal kind of night, B-Wood. It started with gloom and doom in Tokyo, but it ended with a 4th consecutive gold medal for the USA men's senior national team. Congratulations to the group. With an 87-82 victory over the French national team, they are gold medalists. The USA jumped out to a 13-point lead, but France cut it to 5 by the half. The French wouldn't go away in the second half either. Kevin Durant led the way with 29 points. Jason Tatum chipped in off the bench with 19. Drew Holiday, sensational on both sides of the ball, just tenacious defense. 7th gold medal in the last 8 Olympics for Team USA. You see what the French did. Evan Fournier, the new Knick, scored 16. Rudy Gobert, member of the Utah Jazz, with 16 and 8. He was emotional at the end of the game after the loss in the gold medal round. So, B-Wood, look what we got here. 4 straight golds for Team USA. Only that blip on the radar of 2004 with the bronze would keep this team 8 for 8. Now, listen, this gold medal here that happened Friday night is a long way away from Team USA losing to France in the Olympic group play opener. And after that loss, we heard rumors of players being unhappy with Coach Popovich's offensive system. So, I mean, it seems like many moons ago that happened. The sky is no longer falling on USA basketball.
Right. Well, listen, it didn't even before that with the loss to Nigeria and had the loss to Australia. This USA team was looking real funny in the light at one point, but guess what? They were able to turn things around. They have the best player in the NBA right now, Kevin Durant, on their team, and he took things over. KD night, 29 big points, 21 in the first half. So when you have a player of KD's caliber that gets cooking the way he does, like no one in the NBA can guard him. So you definitely can't expect anybody overseas to be able to guard him. So KD just does what he does, and the rest of the Team USA followed.
Let's talk more about Kevin Durant, because clearly he was the best player in all of the Olympics, not just for Team USA. And really remarkable that this dude could come off of a torn Achilles about 2 years ago. And when he played for the Nets this past year, he was dominant. And now he has once again solidified himself in that conversation for the greatest player in the NBA and on the planet as well. So what have you learned about Kevin Durant here over the last couple of weeks in Tokyo, moving forward, that Net fans in particular can take out of this?
I didn't learn anything that I didn't already know. I'm watching these games, I'm like, man, Kevin Durant can score the basketball. I'm watching these USA games, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, one-on-one, he's a nightmare. His size and combination of speed, quickness, and shot-making ability is something that we really haven't seen in the NBA before. A 7'2" guard. I'm watching all that in the Olympics, and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, that's what I also watch in the regular season, the NBA as well. Nobody can do anything with this guy, man. He is just that good. And when you watch Kevin Durant, the more and more you watch him, the more and more you're amazed that this guy is a 7'2" guard. He's a 7'2" guard, Jared. Somebody my height shouldn't have those type of guard skills, and he is not afraid to put it on display routinely.
Or we should just blame you for not having that type of handle.
We could do that. Maybe I should. Maybe I should have had guard skills. Maybe that's what it was. But Kevin Durant strapped his team on his back, and then Team USA's defense was important as well. They got 9 steals in this game. They forced 18 turnovers, had 5 blocks. So Team USA's defense was heavily criticized at the beginning of this process as well, and they played some very good defense tonight. That's also a reason why they got the win against France.
Michael and Scotty, two of the best teammates, arguably one of the best duos of all time. Not since those two won a gold medal and an NBA championship in the same year has teammates done that. Now it has happened again. In the span of less than a month, about 3 weeks, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton won 4 straight games in the NBA Finals to clinch an NBA title for the Milwaukee Bucks, then had a parade in downtown Milwaukee, then flew halfway around the world to Tokyo and won a gold medal. They are the first teammates since Scotty and Michael to do that, a championship and a gold in the same year. What a month for these two here, B. Wood.
Yeah, it's been an incredible month for Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Those guys getting the NBA championship, getting that monkey off their back, and then with this incredible turnaround, basically going straight from the parade to the airplane and heading overseas for Team USA basketball, and then taking care of business out there as well. It just shows you the dedication these guys have to the game of basketball, this country, the mental fortitude it takes to go win a championship, celebrate with your teammates, go through that parade process, and then be able to dial it back in and get ready to go out there and win a gold medal as well. I salute both these young men, and we couldn't have had 2 better people help represent our country.
Congratulations to Greg Popovich. We bid a farewell to Jerry Colangelo. Congratulations to him once again on yet another gold medal, the architect.
Hey, man, congratulations to my guy, JaVale McGee, too, man.
Oh, good call, yeah.
Hey, listen, JaVale, I got to give JaVale his flowers because they used to want to joke JaVale. He used to be the Shaq and the Fool MVP, but now you got to look at JaVale McGee's resume and say 3 NBA titles, 1 gold medal.
In fact,
I
think he was the inaugural Hall of Fame member of the Shaq and the Fool Hall of Fame. So.
Well, listen, he got 3 gold. He got 3 gold medals. He got 3 championships and a gold medal. Can't laugh at my man JaVale anymore.
Here's something that's not a laughing matter either. The USA women on track to make it less than a month removed from surgery to repair a partially torn ACL, and now 5 days into the free agency period, the top player available has reportedly made at least one decision. Kawhi Leonard is returning to the Clippers, but the second decision is still very unclear: the length of his commitment to LA. Since the Clippers do not own Kawhi's full bird rights, they cannot offer Kawhi a 5-year max contract. To get there, many experts believe Kawhi's best bet would be to ink a 2-year deal with a player option, becoming a free agent yet again next summer, when he will be eligible to entertain a 5-year max contract offer from the Clippers. We bring back in Brendan Haywood to discuss this. Kawhi wait so long, B. Wood?
I see what you did there. I'm not sure why Kawhi's waiting so long. I'm not sure what the strategy is, but at the same time, we know Kawhi likes to have maximum flexibility. He likes to be able to control everything that's going on. He likes to to maybe be able to look at his hand and make a good decision if we're talking about playing poker in the free agency game. So Kawhi's going to keep the Clippers honest. He's going to have a lot of flexibility to do what he wants to do in the offseason next year if he chooses to go that route. I'm not sure why he's doing it this way, but there has to be a method to his madness.
Real quick, do you believe Kawhi plays next season coming off of this ACL surgery?
I'm really not sure, because when you talk about Kawhi having ACL surgery in the summertime and then maybe 6 months for him to recover, just get back on the court, start doing basketball-related drills, I'm not sure how much Kawhi we see next year anyway. So the Clippers, they've gone all in on Kawhi Leonard and this Kawhi Leonard experiment. They went out and got Paul George. They went out and signed players that they feel fit with Kawhi. So at the end of the day, they're kind of hamstrung. They got to keep going down this road right now, but I'm not sure if Kawhi even plays.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. One of the top point guards on the market is no longer on the market. That guy is Reggie Jackson. You were referring to one of the guys they brought back, a 2-year, $22 million deal to return to the Clippers. Now, let's put into perspective how important Reggie Jackson was, B. Wood, to the Clippers last year. He averaged less than 11 points per game in the regular season, and then in the postseason, his scoring average jumped to nearly 18 points per game, B. Wood.
Yeah, and he averaged 20 points per game in the Western Conference Finals when Kawhi was unavailable. And that's what you want to see from your guys. Hey, when the chips are down, who's going to step up for your team? And Reggie Jackson was that guy. Reggie Jackson was phenomenal. He played his role during the season, but he's always believed he's a guy that could do more and score more. He felt like that even when he was in OKC. The Detroit experiment didn't go well, but guess what? He found a home in LA, and I think just being out there with that coaching staff, him and Paul George's relationship has boded well for Reggie, and we saw his game really step up and go to the next level in the playoffs.
Let's switch to the Eastern Conference. What a 12 hours for Kevin Durant. You play in the gold medal game, and earlier in the day, you sign a contract that's going to pay you $49.5 million per season.
Let's just say 50. Let's just say 50.
Sure, yeah, you can round up.
Let's make it 50. Just 50.
$50 million a season over 4 years. Pretty wild.
Yeah, that's a big number. We're seeing a lot of big numbers coming out in free agency. But you know you're a bad boy when they talking about you about to make $50 million a year and nobody bats an eye. Everybody's like, yeah, that's about right. Kevin Durant, one of the best to ever do it in NBA history. He deserves every last penny and then some for this contract.
Yeah, it feels like he's going to enter the regular season as universally considered the best player on the planet. And keep this in mind as well. James Harden and Kyrie Irving are also extension eligible. So think about this. Right now, it looks like the Nets' payroll plus their luxury tax bill could flirt with around $300 million next season. Quite the number for them. A guy who used to play on the Golden State Warriors like Kevin Durant did, Andre Iguodala, is reportedly returning to the Golden State Warriors, a minimum deal for Iguodala, who wasn't brought back on a team option to the Miami Heat. Now, listen, we love the idea of a guy who was a part of a championship run coming back, but based on what you saw from Iguodala in Miami, how much can he offer the Warriors this upcoming season?
I think with a guy like Iggy, he can offer the Warriors a lot. Now, he's not the same Iggy that was the Finals MVP in 2015. He's not the same Iggy that you're going to go out there and put on LeBron James for long stretches of time. But he can still go out there and give you spot minutes. He can still go out there and maybe play 10 to 15 minutes a night. And more importantly, he can be a guy that helps fit in with this culture, that helps the young guys. And they have some young guys when we talk about guys like Kuminga. Those type of young players, they're going to need a guy like Iguodala to be a leader so they can follow his leadership and the good veteranness that he has. So I think that he's somebody that can bring that vet card that's going to help these young guys. And I think they can move on with that.
I think you got some good veteranness around here too. That's why we love having you on this show.
I'm about to make that a word. Veteranness.
B-Wood's coming back with much more, looking into his crystal ball, what he can't wait to see out in Vegas for Summer League action. We got a preview when we return on this edition of Game Time. Kawhi not return to the Clippers. Whether he plays this upcoming season or not is still unknown. However, as first reported by Chris Haynes, Kawhi Leonard is working out a deal with LA to return to the Clippers, striking gold twice, all in a day's work for Captain America. Early Friday, Kevin Durant and the Nets reportedly agreed to a 4-year contract extension that will pay KD nearly $200 million. $200 million. Now, while we wait for the official word on Kawhi and KD, many new contracts were announced on Friday.